welcome. This class is going to be all about gentle movements to help the mind settle and to start to notice the difference between a gentle movement that you may do all the time where you're on autopilot and instead doing that same gentle movement very deliberately. So noticing what it feels like, where your arms are going. Maybe they could go somewhere different. Like maybe you just always choose the same things because that's how you've always done it. And so instead to think for a second, what would it be like if I tried this instead or moved this a little bit, and how it changes the experience for you. So you'll start in a seated position. And your seat you're going to want, because we'll be moving shortly after this. So if you need the support of a wall right now or a chair, that's fine. But eventually you'll want to come off of whatever you're being supported by. And take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe in. And breathe out. And then even here, notice if your seat is comfortable. If there's any shifts you could make that would allow the pose, the seated position, to feel better or different in some way, more sustainable. And then once you've found that position for yourself, you're going to take your left hand down to the ground, just next to your left hip, and then take your right hand over to the left, just a side body stretch. And then options here. So if you notice that your right shoulder comes up towards your right ear, you could take your hand, place it behind your head, and that's automatically going to pull the shoulder away from the ear. And then change sides. So right hand down. This time the left arm is going to go over. Think about the position of your head and your neck. Putting the gaze up or down makes a difference in the comfort to your neck. And then take the left hand down. You can keep the left foot in, just like how I was sitting before. But you're going to take the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. And then I'm going to twist over to my right. So I'm going to take my left elbow and bring it into my right thigh and look over my right shoulder. Now that's how I'm doing it. But do what you need to find the twist. So if you don't quite need to hook the left elbow, you could just gently look over towards the right. For me, to feel this twist, this is what feels best for me, is to hook the elbow and to look over my right shoulder. And moving in a way that's mindful, and that means moving in a way that's for you. It's not what I'm doing or what you did yesterday or 5 years ago, but what you need to do today. And then switch. So you'll take the right shin down. The left foot will come to the outside of the right thigh. And then you're going to twist over to the left. So I'm going to take my right elbow, hook it onto my thigh, and look over my left shoulder. And then come back through the middle, unwind, make your way onto your hands and your knees. And even coming onto your hands and knees, just begin to notice, are my shoulders over my wrists? Are my hips over my knees? Does it feel better for me to have my toes tucked or untucked? I like my toes tucked. And then we'll start to do cat-cow. We're dropping the belly towards the ground. So this one's cow. And then rounding the spine. And tucking the chin to the chest. Really pushing the ground away from you. And then again, drop the belly down, look forward. And curl and squeeze. Drop down, look forward. Again, curl and squeeze. Good, come back to the neutral spine. And you're gonna take your right heel and send the right heel up towards the ceiling, but keep the right hip bone relatively square to the ground. So you're not opening up. Right hip bone stays down. Flex the right foot. Yeah, now draw the belly to the spine. So, without drawing the belly to the spine, we start to feel this in the low back. Draw the belly to the spine. Press the ground away from you so you can see how much is happening all at once, even as we're in this, static shape here. And hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Go ahead. We'll do it on the other side. So my right set of toes are tucked. That's how it feels good and supportive for me. I'm going to take my left knee up. I'm not going to open my left leg up. My hip stays squared down. My left foot is flexed. I'm pressing the ground away from me. So you can notice when I press the ground away from me, my belly comes to my spine. My shoulder blades pull apart from one another. I'm going to hold here. Belly's working. Core is engaged for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. Tuck your toes under and go to downward facing dog. And then all kinds of mindful choices here. If you want to feel this in your hamstrings, you'll straighten your legs. You can also bend your knees. So you start to feel this more in the upper back and the shoulders. Start to sway the hips side to side, just taking the weight from right hand and right foot to left hand and left foot. And then walk your feet forward as many steps as it takes to get there. Roll up to standing. And then from here, feet are hip distance. And start to notice how the weight shifts. Front of the feet to the back of the feet. Especially if you close your eyes, it will become even more apparent about the natural sway of your body. Then you're going to take your right arm up to the ceiling, just work it up and around. Again, there's no speed contest here. Just working the right shoulder open and around. 2, we're going to do 5, 3, 4, and 5, and then move the arm in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's about moving with control instead of from momentum. Left arm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Opposite direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Bring your hands to your forehead, your thumbs to your forehead. And Nama is name, stay is same. My name is your name. We are all the same. We bow forward together and say Namaste.